What if your purpose isn't hiding in some distant dream job or overseas mission trip, but right in front of you? What if the dishes, deadlines, and diaper changes are the very stage for your divine assignment? If you've ever whispered, "Is this all there is?" you're not alone. Meet the D.I.V.I.N.E method, 6 steps to stop drifting and start living with unshakable intentionality. This isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters, God's way. We've all experienced that familiar Sunday night anxiety. The monotony of our routines weighs us down while our inner voice urges, there must be more to life. Perhaps you've stifled your true passions in the name of practicality, or maybe you've found yourself measuring your ordinary existence against someone else's glamorous moments. This is exactly what the enemy desires. He aims to keep you distracted, filled with doubt, and distanced from the unique gifts bestowed upon you by God. And here's the misconception we often accept. Purpose is reserved for prophets, not plumbers, for pastors, not parents. However, Scripture tells a different story. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10. So why do we settle for merely good enough? Let's be honest, when was the last time you asked yourself, is my everyday life aligned with my higher purpose? If you're unsure, it doesn't mean you're failing. It just means you lack the perspective to recognize your divine path. We often seek meaning in the chaos, yet God often speaks in whispers. Much like Gideon, who was concealed in a winepress, Judges chapter 6, verse 11, you might be standing in your destiny and not even know it. What if your ordinary is the very soil where God grows extraordinary? So how do we practically discover and live out this divine purpose? I call it the D.I.V.I.N.E method, not a vague vision board, but a sacred process to align your heart with heaven's heartbeat. Let's decode it. The D.I.V.I.N.E method begins with D for discern your gifts. Stop scrolling past your strengths, Paul told Timothy to fan into flame the gift of God, 2 Timothy 1:6. Your talents aren't accidents, they're assignments. What do you do effortlessly that blesses others deeply? Your gifts aren't just skills, they're spiritual signals. Romans 12 speaks of the gifts of teaching, encouraging, leading, giving, all divinely placed. But here's the twist. Your gift might not feel like a gift at all, yet. Next. It's I for identify your burdens. What breaks your heart? What injustice, struggle, or pain stirs something holy in you? That ache may be your assignment. Moses didn't choose Egypt's oppression, his heart did. God often calls you to what wounds you most deeply, because he plans to heal others through your scars. Jesus wept over Jerusalem, Luke 19:41. Your heart's cry isn't a weakness, it's your divine compass. Then comes V for voice your values. Silence can feel spiritual, but purpose requires clarity. This means standing firm in what you believe, love, integrity, faith. It's bold, countercultural. Think of Daniel in the lion's den, unashamed of his faith. Ruth chose loyalty over survival, Ruth 1:16. Clarity on your values isn't pride, it's the fence that keeps your purpose holy. Why is it so hard to speak up in today's world? Now, I for investigate your journey. Look back at your life, your highs, lows, and turning points. Trace God's breadcrumbs. That dead-end job, it taught resilience. That heartbreak, it softened you to mentor others. Joseph's pit became his palace, Genesis 37-50. Your past isn't wasted, it's weaponized. God's been weaving a story through it all. Here's the game changer. Purpose isn't something you find, it's something God reveals. And finally, N for notice. Divine Doors flips the script. God opens windows when you least expect it, a conversation, a random opportunity, a job, or a prompting, in prayer. God speaks in whispers and in opportunities. Some doors are disguised as interruptions, others as risks. But if you're not looking, you'll walk right past them. When your spirit is aligned, you'll begin to recognize when heaven is inviting you forward. Nehemiah 2:4-6. Start asking, Lord, where are you inviting me now? E stands for engage with excellence. This is where many fall short. They know their calling. They see the door, but they walk through it half-heartedly. Colossians chapter verse 23 says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord. Excellence is an act of worship, not perfection, but presence. So where do you start? Pick one step tonight. Discern that gift you've downplayed. Voice that value you've silenced. Or simply whisper, God, show me my purpose in this moment. Because here's the truth. Heaven's clock isn't ticking towards some far-off dream. It's ticking now, in your kitchen, inbox, and relationships. The life you're living right now, it's not just the beginning of your purpose, it's the whole story. Your purpose doesn't require a title, it requires a willing heart. Every time you choose divine intentionality, you become a living parable. Proof that God's calling is less about the spotlight and more about the steadfast love you pour into every corner of your world. If this sparked something in you, smash that like button and share with someone stuck in wait mode. Drop your thoughts below. What's one divine door you'll walk through this week? Subscribe for more biblical insights that turn daily challenges into remarkable chances for growth. Let's create a community where everyday believers pursue extraordinary callings. Until next time, discern with courage, engage passionately. Your divine journey begins today.